Hey, it's Emily from Emily Plans Life. Today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of my completed 2023 December daily. I've got a couple other videos that I'd already posted. I will link those below. It's either one or two. And that just kind of showed like where my album came from and what I was using. But as a quick refresher, I used an older collection from my stash, which is Handmade Holiday. And then I also had a few things from Cozy Christmas. These were from 2012 and 2014. They've been living in my stash for way too long. So I was really happy to use those. And I've also inspired by, Ali Edwards, like with her design team and the blog posts that they do. I've also was in the product play class. So you'll see some things through here that are inspired by Ali, but I haven't used her kit for a few years. This paper wreath was definitely one of the things from Ali Edwards. And then I just posted that or glued that on a blue polka dot acetate sheet. This is a really kind of, I think, a really dark collection, but there is a little bit of blue in Handmade Holiday. So I tried to find a few things to kind of bring that blue out. So that's the first page. This is just a paper from my stash. I like to have a calendar. I use mostly Happy Planner stickers on here because they're the right size. And I just put whatever the topic was for that day. So I don't worry about having to have one for every single day, but when I can find something that makes sense, I like to add it in. My day one is a Christmas manifesto, things that I want more of. This was inspired by Chamel's Journal Your Christmas prompts that she sends out. If you join her class, I joined it like a million years ago, and so I still get those prompts emailed every day during December. The second page here is documenting our Disney trip. We went the day after Thanksgiving, and then we were there through the beginning of December. So this was a project from Allie's blog as well, where you split a piece of paper down the front so it can close, but you can still move your pages freely. And then that's all of my day two. So I documented our trip down to Florida, made this cute little shaker with some Mickey heads and Christmas trees. Also did some brown sequins. They're kind of like wooden. I'm pretty sure those were from Studio Calico a million years ago. We first went to Universal, and I used our hotel room the key holder here and documented, and then another little half sheet. Then we went to Disney. This is mostly this is, very much an overview of our trip because I make a lot of Disney 12 by 12 layouts, so I didn't feel the need to like hyper document this in here. Just highlights. We saw Chip and Dale out on the lawn one day. It was super cute. We went over to Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and they had a zebra and a giraffe made out of gingerbread, and they had hidden Mickeys on them. And then when we came home, we got a little package from Disney for pass holders where they sent us the cutest wrapping paper. So I used this on the inside here and stuck the card that came in there. And then this is from Scraps and Ink Crafts, which I used to be on their design team in 2012. So I love their stuff. And then this sheet here was just the back of something. So my mom had made these little embellishments. I tried to add a couple here and there, and then I used this twine, just to look like it was tied on there. And I was also trying to use up these, I think these were maybe from Ellie's studio, or I don't even know. It's been a long time. This was really, I was really trying to stash bust here. So day 3 was all about the annual candle day at Bath & Body Works for $10. So I went in and did that. One thing I did mention in one of my previous videos was that I pre-made a lot of my journaling cards, and that was a game changer. Like I did this one. It is just, I had picked that one because the colors kind of worked, but that was a game changer for me to just like have some great options ready to roll. I made this one as well. So definitely going to do that in the future. My day 4 was for documenting the Christmas music that I listen to. So we have XM subscription, so I added my favorites to that app and then screenshot it. And then these are some of the things I had been listening to on Apple Music. This was another journaling card that I had created ahead of time. Love it. And I tried to use up, again, trying to use up my stash this year. This little Christmas tree sheet, pretty sure might be from Felicity Jane. So can't get that anymore, sorry. Day 5 was my 8 nights of Manny Magic. I did one of the 2 advent calendars from Olive and June. And on the back here, I just documented my 5 favorite things that I got it. Each box had like multiple items in it, so it wasn't just like one thing. Here's another sheet that I had created ahead of time for journaling, and then I took a screenshot or took a picture of some of the items that were in the advent calendar. Day 6 was all about my vintage Pyrex display. I collect Pyrex from, like the 40s, 50s, 60s, and I color code it in the basement so that I can pull up and make different schemes. So I love these. So pretty. Love how this one turned out. And I tried to use, I had like little animals and, woodland kind of things. I was going for like a woodland Christmas vibe, coziness and stuff. So tried to add as many embellishments as I could find that worked, and I like how that turned out. Day 7 was going to Smoky Mountain Christmas at Dollywood. This was just a plain sheet here, and I added this little smaller sheet. These stars are from Allie Edwards, and this was something from my stash that I've had forever. It was these, they're from DIY Christmas. That was another couple things I found that worked really well with a lot of these colors. So my husband had kept our the sleeve from the hot chocolate, so I thought that was kind of cute, and I just added that in with some paper my mom had made and like embossed for me. This was a pre-done journaling card. This is from Allie Edwards, like a long time ago. And then I just added some a few of our photos in. As we were walking out, we got this cute little candy cane that said Merry Christmas, Love, Dolly. And then this is probably always my favorite display. It's these vintage ones over in the 50s area. So that was that. Day 8 was a little decorating I did around the house. This was a sheet that I had, or a journaling card that I had made ahead of time, which I really like, but probably should have maybe made it bigger or used a different one, because this was something I took from my parents' house. They were not using it anymore, and it's just a little calendar that we'd always had, so I thought it was cute. Day 9 was my Christmas cards, and I just wrote a little bit about sending out cards and added a little decoration there. Day 10, I decided to do 10 things I love about Christmas, because I had a journaling card that was numbered 1 through 10. So pretty good reason, right? Added a few embellishments here, and that was a really simple page. Next up was day 11, where I documented a couple of craft shows that Mom and I went to. One of these was from December, one was from November. I'm pretty liberal with my dates and what story I'm telling. It does not bother me a bit that it's not on the right day. This was a journaling card with a pocket that I had made ahead of time, and I just added this little fabric here to pull it out. This was a picture that we took where we parked, and then these are, let's see, I used the gift bag from where Mom and I bought some earrings from a friend of mine and her mom, and then Mom had made these little popcorn and, I don't know, beaded cranberry, whatever, garlands for me. She also made this embossed sheet and gave it to me, so added those in, and then a couple of embellishments. This is from Heidi Swap, Allie Edwards again, and then these are little trees that I had made on my Sizzix. Day 12 was our tree. I really liked these little snowflakes here, so I just added to the clusters there and took a picture of our tree. This is a card that I actually got in a swap like 5+ years ago, if not more. So, you know, it's the right colors, decided to use it up. And then I documented our 2 new ornaments this year. Day 13, I had made a little road trip to Knoxville for an oil change and some running around and errands. Of course, I had to stop at Buc-ee's. And then day 14, I tried to turn a not so fun story, getting a cavity filled, into a fun story. My dentist office, I guess I had never been there in December. I don't know, my dates had just never added up that way, but I love the way they did their tree. It's kind of got like this dental floss as the garland, and then all of the ornaments are, like teeth and dentist related. Super fun. I really, really enjoyed looking at those. Day 15 was all about making cookies. So this was my first time making a shaker card. It is definitely not perfect, but it is pretty fun. I like it. Kind of thought these silver ones sort of look like, I don't know, muffin tins or something. And then these cute little gingerbread men were from, it was a glass bottle at Target in the dollar spots. Couple of Christmas trees, and then pink and some of that blue. And then I tried to use up some, another embellishment that I've had forever. This was from Target Dollar Spot a year or 2 ago. It was a bunch of wooden cutout kind of things. I guess you could paint or do whatever. So I put those on here. And then our cookies, these turned out the best. We tried to make gingerbread men, but they just weren't really doing great. Used fabric here for the little pull tabs. So these were our first batch of gingerbread men. As you can see, they're not ideal. So I documented a little bit about that on the back. And then this was the picture for the gram. So these were the good ones that turned out, the best ones. So I like to have those in there. Day 16, my husband and I used to go out all the time, like basically every Saturday night, but we kind of got to where we just prefer to cook our own steak and have our own date night at home. But we did go out to Carrabba's. Been a very long time since we'd been there. We also found a $50 gift card that we had for about 2 years, so that was even more fun. I think we ate out for like $6 or something crazy. So documented that, just added a few little embellishments here. This is an Allie Edwards card, not from December Daily, but from some kind of a food theme pack that I had bought a long time ago. So I got to use that up. The colors are really good with this. And then day 17 was kind of funny. I used this Believe card, which was from Handmade Holiday, I think, and then this little acetate sheet that goes over it, overlay for the photo to add the little snowflakes. We were checking out at Walmart, and this employee was dressed up as the Grinch, giving away candy canes, so it was kind of funny. My husband had told me about this, but I actually got to see it in person as well. Day 18 was documenting my mother-in-law's baked goods. She always bakes a lot during the holidays and sends over like fudge and this peanut butter candy, my husband's cherry go round, things like that. This card here was one that I had brought out of my stash to use because the colors work so well, but then I had to like write down the Mondays I could actually use this for, so that worked out well. Day number 19 is about my brother. He's been having some health issues and had to go into the hospital. So I'm not going to show that, but I did make a little, I don't know if you can see that, made a little pull card here with my documenting. So kind of like hidden journaling, I guess. Day 20, you may or may not be aware, this was the 20th anniversary of the movie Elf. So I had found this sheet. This was in maybe a cozy Christmas themed, it was for like a recipe binder. So like over here there, I had cut off the tab. I don't know what it said, probably desserts, but this was a quote from Buddy the Elf. And then we have an elf ornament. I chose this North Pole hot cocoa because, of course, he was from the North Pole. And then I used one of my journaling cards I had pre-made to talk about how this has been one of our favorite movies to watch during the holidays. Okay, so day 21 was about Starbucks. You can see that these colors do not go at all with the rest of my supplies. That's okay. I used this little envelope that I've been hanging on to for forever. Added a couple of stickers, and then this was from, I think, Scraps and Ink Crafts as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. Inside, I just added a few things, a few pictures, and then documented on the back. So this was when I'd asked the barista for some supplies to make a Starbucks page for my December daily. This was my first holiday drink at Target. And then this was a drink that we had at Disney. And then I just, like I said, documented a little bit on the back. This sheet here on the right, that also might be Felicity Jane. I'm not sure. I've had it in my stash for at least 2 or 3 years, but I've realized it lined up perfectly with those pages that have like the 12 little pockets on them. So you kind of get a peek. You know, this pink just sticks out like a sore thumb to me, but you know, it goes, it's fine in this area of my album. I also was given from the barista, he gave me a plastic cup that they had, I guess for like ice drinks, that had a little bit of decor on them. So I put those in there just so it's not like super solid. I like having a see-through element in my pages. So then on the back, I used little squares of some of the wrapping paper that we had. These were from that Disney pack they sent us. And then as you can see, we do not have a color scheme. I could never commit to a color scheme, although I really like it. My mom did red and green this year and it was really pretty, but you know, it's not for me. So we just use all this random stuff, and I just tried to use a little scrap from what we used. Day 23 was about as close to snow as we got for Christmas. It was really more of like a frost, but there's this one area when I'm driving to a certain store that kind of dips down. It's always really foggy, and so it had made like a rime. It was really pretty. And then day 24, normally we go to my parents' house for Christmas, but we decided to do everything on Christmas Day. So Joe and I just had a little cozy night in. We made some hot ham and cheese sandwiches and soup, and just, you know, relaxed. We'd also been watching a show called Lessons in Chemistry, so I documented that here. And then December 25th, we got up and did our own thing, and then had Joe's mom come over, and then we went to my parents' house. We're terrible documenters. We never remember to take a picture with his mom. We didn't last year, and we forgot this year too. So again, this was one of my little pre-made journaling cards here, and took a picture of us. Actually took it that night. This was going over to my parents' house, and then instead of like a Christmas Eve dinner, we had Christmas Day lunch. So try to include a picture of everybody here, and of course Sally, their dog. Next day, 26, is documenting Bon Maman. This is another one that doesn't really fit in color-wise. I mean, it kind of does. It's just, it's a little brighter, you know, than the rest of the album, but it works. So these are stars that my mom had made me, and I use them a couple other places back here too. But documented that advent calendar, and then used up this star acetate sheet for our Star Wars game. Got that for my husband, and he's been playing it. It's really fun to watch. It's almost like watching a movie sometimes. The graphics are awesome. So day 28, I documented the books I had read this year. My goal was 60, but I only made it to 40, which is still great. And then this is an Allie Edwards journaling card that I used to document my top 5 books last year. Day 29 was my after Christmas shopping day, because I had actually been working for 3 straight days after Christmas. So I had picked up some of these little drawers from Michael's. They were on sale for like half price, plus I had a voucher, so I was thrilled at how my washi tape looks in there. And then I actually didn't buy any wrapping paper, but that was a picture I had taken to show my mom in case she wanted anything at Walgreens. Day 30, I talked about how we like to go out to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, usually on Saturday mornings before work. And I actually had bought a gift card there for $5 and then loaded it onto our app, but I thought that was a really cute little card and I liked it. And then day 31 kind of morphs into the first day of the year, but that's fine. We are not like big New Year's Eve people. We stayed in, had a little sushi date, and then the next morning we made mimosas and cinnamon rolls. So that was our wild night or morning. So, all right. So that wraps up my December Daily 23. I am really happy to be done with this project. There was one year I let it drag on for like months. I mean, I think I might have finished it like in July or August of that year. So that was definitely not what I wanted to do. So doing all this prep work ahead of time really helped me, and I will definitely continue doing that in the future. I will eventually be posting some of these pictures on my Instagram, not my planner one, but over on Mrs. Crafty Adams on Instagram. And hope you go check that out. Save some of your favorites, you know, for inspiration if you're inspired. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe so you'll know when I've got new videos coming out. And thanks so much. Have a great day.